Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the coaching mixer. I can't talk today, apparently. I have not drunk any more of these, even though it sounds like I have.
Ooh, that's a pretty looking drink though.
Yeah, I just added frozen fruit because I was like, this is basically what I drink every single time. I think we're doing rum today.
Hope
So
so.
this is, yeah, it's seltzer with a little bit of lime juice and like a splash of apple cider, and then I added some like raspberry frozen crumbles, which make it taste
Mm,
quite delicious and look much prettier as well.
that looks amazing.
Yeah. What about you? What are you drinking?
I'm also drinking rum because that's what we decided on.
Hmm.
Um, it is with like this cherry juice. Okay, I have to tell you, I got this. I'm very influenced by what I see on Instagram.
Hmm.
And there's this like kind of like a carbonator, a water carbonator, but you can carbonate anything. Like you can
I
carbonate alcohol, you can carbonate fruit juice. So I've been making things with like all the different herbs from my garden. I've been making
Yes.
lemonades and teas and then freezing them and or chilling them and then carbonating them. So this is like a carbonated cherry juice that we made
Oh,
with lime as
what?
well and rum.
You made the cherry juice, like you squeezed the
No,
cherries
no,
to
no.
get the juice?
Oh, is it? I don't know if this one might be like a store-bought cherry
Okay, but you
juice,
made
but
it carbonated.
yes, but you can,
Ooh.
which I've also
Hmm.
done this week, put like the cherries on the broiler. I obviously can't talk either, and I haven't had
What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. Yay, a podcast. Both of us are
Yay!
having trouble with our words today. Maybe this will help. Cheers.
Maybe, maybe. If not, it will make it more fun at least to
Yay.
slur. I think I might have bought, so I think that's what I used to carbonate this. What is your brand? Do you remember?
It's called Infizz. It's a
Oh,
Brave Breville. It's like
okay.
there's like they make like fancy coffee machines and like food
Nice.
processors, but
Nice.
yeah, I saw it and I'm like, you can carbonate like coffee, which I have done
Whoa.
and it's very good.
Really?
Yeah, it does
Wow.
not
Okay.
explode unlike other
Good to know.
machines.
Good to know. Yeah, I got my a couple of years back, I got my husband one of the like I forget the brand of it, but it is similar in that you can like carbonate other stuff. We usually don't, I don't know why we're talking so much about this, but just doing a deep dive on carbonation
Yes.
here. That's the subject of today's podcast. But yeah,
Entrepreneurs
we
need lots of
usually
drinks.
there we go. Yes. Yeah, we usually don't um do too much with it just because then you have to like clean the contraption a little bit better, but it's pretty cool.
So fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
stay hydrated,
Anyway,
everybody.
yes, entrepreneurs especially, and you need excuses to like get up from your, not that you need excuses, but you need like to remind yourself to get up from your desk every so
Yeah,
often. So,
yeah. By the end of the day, how many glasses are on your desk? How
well,
many
I have
mugs or cups do you have?
I have two at the moment. Which is maybe somewhat light, but I usually don't eat at my desk, but I also have scattered snacks because I've been very busy lately. My desk is a bit of a disaster. And then I have cough drops as well because
Oh,
allergies.
allergies.
Yeah,
Real.
yes, yes. How about you? How many do you usually have at the end of the
Okay,
day?
I've been working inside my house today, so not very many, but I often will have like the coffee mug and then a
Yeah.
couple drink beverages and then a water container and yeah,
Yeah. I
like
usually do my like giant
yes,
mason jar
mason
of
jar of
water no
water.
matter what, and then anything else I just add on to it.
So good.
Anyway, how are you doing, Erin?
I am good. I am in like the weirdest place. I was trying to think like has there ever been a time in my business where I was doing all of this like very weird creative stuff and I'm like I think this is a unique time. Like
That's
I'm
so
sure other
fun.
entrepreneurs, this is probably not like that mind blowing for other people because I'm sure other people have gone through this, but I think when I started the coaching business, it was all very straightforward, do your marketing, coach your clients. It's all like very
Hmm.
easy. But in the last few years, I have this podcast with you, I have my own podcast, I have all of the books and that sort of thing. And this year I kind of went on, I think we've talked about this. I went on like an emotional sabbatical where I was like,
Hmm.
the business is fine. I don't need I don't feel like this need to like grow and do a big stretch goal or any of that stuff. I just kind of want to take care of my clients, enjoy my life, not have a big stressful pushing year, especially
I love
because I
that.
knew I'm going to have a book coming out at some point. But then this weird thing, we actually talked about this on one of our very first episodes. I was like, someday I'm going to make an Oracle deck.
Yes.
I've made the Oracle deck. It's now we're talking to like the printers and the publisher people and like figuring out how we're going to do it and distribute it and all of that stuff. Um, but it's so crazy because the last couple of days I've been like, it's so like on those cards, they have like numbers or words. And I'm like, I need a little symbol or a little something at the bottom of the cards that I don't know how to do that. So I've been
Hmm.
playing with different ways to do it. My wrists are very sore from like clicking around with the mouse. I'm like, I don't know how people who Photoshop all day do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, I've just been very like eyeballs in my computer,
Hmm.
just trying to finish the last of the finishing touches so that someone can like turn these things into cards.
That's so cool, though. I mean, I think like I don't know that you or it's possible you've used the terminology, but it didn't land with me the same way. The idea of like an emotional sabbatical. I also
Mm-hmm.
love that just like not chasing a crazy goal is like so out of the norm that like
Mm-hmm.
we need to refer to it as such, even though that's not necessarily the case. But
Yeah.
like, I think that's really an interesting way of looking at it. And also, like, it's not surprising to me that you've been doing so many like fun little experiments in your
Mm-hmm.
business at this
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
that you've like kind of freed yourself up in that way.
Yeah. And if I had like a moment maybe like earlier on as I was thinking about this, because I've had a few of my clients have taken sabbaticals and like,
Hmm.
one is a physician and she's taking like, I think it's a 6 month, 4 month
Wow.
sabbatical from her
Hmm.
clinical work, which has been really like interesting to prepare for and observe. Another one of my clients is in like in the leadership space and is taking a sabbatical. And I was like, I don't really want to not be working. I would kind of like, I don't know. I'm like, I'd miss my clients. I'd miss like seeing what they're up to. I kind of want to know.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't want to feel so like emotionally enmeshed in the business. And
Hmm.
it felt very weird to be writing the book that I'm writing right now and feel like, okay, I have to like turn the crank and do the
Yeah.
business stuff.
Hmm.
So this has kind of been an experiment and I've gotten a lot of really good writing material from it. I think I've like figured out some new tools, but yeah, the Oracle deck was very out of left field and that's going to come out first.
Hmm.
It's
Do
crazy.
you think that the emotional sabbatical, like, is it going to have an end point? Like, it sounds sort of like you have created a different relationship to your business a little bit.
That's a good question. I have not thought about that. I think I just kind of said I'm taking 2025 off of being stressed.
I
Not that
love
that
that.
like worked completely. It's taken some time. Um
What an intention to set, though.
yeah. I was just like, I mean, I would like to not return to that.
Hmm.
I think it will probably shift how I do things in the future, but oh, I don't know. Is there an end date? Or is this just the new way? Maybe it's just the new way of working. Yeah, because other
Maybe.
sabbaticals, like you go back to work.
Right. But it sounds part of what you are taking a sabbatical from, like you said, you're taking a
Yes.
sabbatical from like being stressed or like putting a type of pressure on yourself or something like that, which maybe you don't necessarily want to go back to. I don't know.
You are totally blowing my mind right now. Like, yeah, because I like where it stemmed from was I'm like, one of my business values is simply no drama.
Mm.
And I think I've done that within like the systems of the business, but sometimes I have drama. And I think that this has kind of been a break from, I don't know, it's funny. Maybe like the mindset police will scold me for this. But like there's a way, I'm sure all the coaches understand this, but there's a way in which we can like work with a thought or work with a pattern that we see in ourselves. And then at some point, it's like, I've looked at this from every angle, and now I just kind of have to stop it.
Yeah. Oh,
Like I just
yes.
kind of have to say, I've welcomed it, I've learned from it, I've seen the wisdom, and now it's like,
Hmm.
now it's just kind of a repetitive pattern. And I don't think I
Hmm.
do a deep examination of that every time. I just need to stop the drama.
Hmm.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
what I feel like this last little bit of time has given me. And even like the other day, I was outside, I was like doing my pastels. I'm like, this is a work day. I'm making artwork for my oracle cards. I don't know how this
So
is going to help my
cool.
business, but it's helping me.
Which then helps your business.
I hope,
Also, like it's
I
just,
do hope so.
yeah. I mean, also it's just really cool. Like I don't know. You seem to be in a burst from the
Yeah.
outside. It looks like you're in like a burst of creative energy with like not a ton of attachment. Like you're doing like every time I look at you, you're like, I'm doing a new program. I'm like helping
Yeah.
writers. I'm giving feedback on manuscripts. And
Yeah.
like I think there is a version of that that's held very tightly
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
not an emotional sabbatical version of it, but like you
Mhm.
don't seem to be doing that, which is really cool.
Yeah. It's like a very strange phenomenon because I think a lot of times people talk about like if you really care about something, you want to be very focused on it, you want to think about it a lot, you want to like give it a lot of energy, you want to like write out your goal every single day and all that stuff. And I think kind of both from a spiritual, more magical side of things and just my own lived experience, the more I am focused and like really care, the more
Hmm.
graspy and it just feels like I like have a stranglehold on like something needing to work out. Like I haven't figured out how to be focused and deeply, deeply care about something without thinking it has to happen in a certain way. But when
Hmm.
I'm kind of like following a bit of the whimsical part of myself, things usually just work out.
Yeah.
But then when I look back, I'm like, oh, this is why that worked. But I could not have consciously or logically planned that, calculated that, put together a funnel for that.
Hmm.
So it's interestingly, I think that's what's happening a lot in the world of our like business lives. So yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Yeah, that's
Total
really
weird
interesting.
spiritual unfolding, which is fun, but also like I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I'm having a good
Well,
time.
it's a delight to watch, and I
Oh,
can't like I am certain people are being drawn to that because it's just like
so
it is there is like an energy around it that I'm like, oh, that seems nice.
it's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
hopefully I'll have some cards in the next little while, which will be
Yay!
fun. Yeah. How are
Yay.
you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm good. I'm still in a sprint, but it's like it's very interesting. I'm learning a lot about myself and weirdly, I am also finding like I think my goal after whatever this sprint ends,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like, I think my goal will be figuring out how to carry some of the energy like you're describing. Because I
Mhm.
feel like I've actually tapped into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of by necessity, just because like there's so much happening and I have my hands in so many things and I'm doing so much, I like can't really be that attached to
Yes.
anything. I'm just sort of like, okay, I'll do that, throw it out there, do that, throw it out there.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and that's nice, but I would like to figure out how to do that when I'm doing a little less
Right.
because I would ultimately like to be doing a little bit less, I think.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's so hard to articulate. It's like, how do we have some kind of like a non-attachment around things we really care about, but not have it be non-attachment due to busyness? Due to like, I
Yeah.
don't really have time to be emotionally invested in this.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of comes from this like playfulness a little bit that you're describing. Like, I think that playfulness is the key ingredient of like, and it's not even non-attachment, it has like an air of like, I
Right.
don't care.
Yes.
But I mean, it is a non-attachment in the sense of like, we're not like gripping, like, this must work and I'm gonna like cram this square peg into the round hole no matter what, because it's my goal. Um, but it's like a partnership or a playfulness with
Mhm.
the thing that you're creating or something. I don't know. I mean, you're creating it, so like you might know better than I do.
I couldn't have described it like that, but that's exactly it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a certain amount of availability that has to be there. And it's like, I can't put that availability on my calendar. It's not like
Mm.
this is the time for creativity.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, I just didn't. I think there's also like maybe some level of trust because 5 years ago, if I didn't put it on my calendar, it was not going to happen.
Hmm.
And I also didn't trust myself enough to like let anything flow. It all had to be very scheduled because I was like, I will chicken out or I will
Yeah.
not do this. And I don't know, maybe it's hormonal, maybe it's like being in my mid 40s where I'm just like, doesn't matter. I just know I honestly I have to thank my like pastel class that I took. I had all of these amazing artists. A lot of them were retired women, and some of them were just so brilliant, made the most beautiful things, and then would get so judgmental about it, like, oh, I'm gonna rip this up when I get home, or oh, this is
Hmm.
good enough, or oh, I need to put another 12 hours in. And I'm
Oof.
if I could do that, I would cry. Like if
Yeah.
that was what my art looked like, I would just quit my job to go be an artist.
Hmm.
But it was just like, oh, these mindset tools are, I'd rather put something out because I think this will be helpful to someone
Hmm.
versus worrying about like what somebody thinks about my like card number 12 is not maybe the most beautiful piece of art in the world, but it's spiritually contacted and it came to me in a dream and I did my best to recreate what I saw and that's what you get.
Yeah. I think there's like an element of like this, like realizing the stakes are not that high and
Yeah.
like feeling that, like, okay, maybe I would prefer everyone to love this thing. Maybe there's a part of me that feels a little tender around it, maybe, but like, what are the consequences really of this not working out perfectly?
Yeah, and it's funny because someone was like, "Don't say you're not an artist. You're an artist." I'm like, but the fact that I'm really like not a trained professional artist who's trying to do this for a living gives me
Hmm.
freedom because what is somebody going to say like that card is ugly. They didn't use like I'm like, "Oh well, I
Okay.
agree. Maybe that one's
Hmm.
ugly." I actually am
Hmm.
pretty proud of some of them though. There's a few that I'm like,
They look
this could be the cover of the
beautiful.
box. Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for anybody out there just kind of feeling a lot of constriction, I have to admit, I went back and forth for several years. There's the Julia Cameron, like the artist way, where she says, go on an
Hmm.
artist date, do something playful and fun. And I was like, yeah, no, not doing
I've been
that.
there as well.
That just
Yeah.
seems frivolous. Like, what am I going to do? Go join an art class? I did. And it was fun. And it was very freeing because it was something so outside of like my normal day. And I mean, my only like regret is I didn't do this years ago because it's just been such a pleasure to have something that really the stakes are very low. They're, like, yes, I'm making a deck and I'm going to bring that into my business. Someone might judge my artwork, but really it's been a conduit for the writing.
Hmm.
Do you think it's going to be helpful for people? Some of it is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. My brain is instantly going. So I'm like teaching a group of new coaches.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, congratulations. So
And oh,
fun.
thanks. But they're like getting ready to
Yes.
graduate. So it's like near the end of the program. And like I can see myself so much in them in terms of like
Yes.
everything, like the everything that they're doing, the stakes feel so high.
Mhm.
Like offering a free coaching session feels like life or death.
Yes.
Individual sessions feel like, their entire coach identity is like tied up in them. And that is obvious that to me, that's like almost polar opposite from the energy that we're talking about here. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I want to like raise the question, like, is
Yeah.
this energy we're describing even helpful for someone who's like in that position to pursue? And it might not be a binary, but like also, and like, what does that energy like kind of look like transposed onto this?
And I mean, I don't know for sure, but I kind of think of it maybe as like a spectrum. Like I feel like we both understand that place that they are in.
Hmm.
And that like deep care and like so much wrapped up in it. But like imagine if they were like casual like me. They were like,
Yeah.
whatever, I'm just gonna coach and feel it out. That would
Yeah.
probably not be good.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I think
Maybe.
because it's hard to parse I think it's hard to parse non-attachment from like hiding
Yes.
when the stakes feel so high, like when you're so new to something. I actually do think like your energy of like, let me just like run some experience. This isn't exactly what you're
Yeah. Yeah.
describing, but like the energy of like, let me just run some experiments and like make some offers and see what happens and be adaptable and not be attached. That could actually be tremendously powerful if
Yeah.
maybe somewhat unrealistic for a brand new coach, but like I do think that it's very easy to like stay in the inaction part of
Yeah.
things because there's so much fear around taking action, and that can be easy to like cloak in like, oh, I'm just like sort of following my own pace and stuff like that.
Yeah. And gosh, I'm just kind of like, what does it take to try something? I think there's like a certain, maybe all of it, like the ways in which you can like access the experimental, playful energy. I think ultimately it probably just comes down to like knowing that there's not going to be like a negative consequence with yourself if it doesn't work out.
Mm,
Like if I don't
mm-hmm.
sell any oracle decks, I mean, I'll be a little annoyed because I'll have to like find a place for them. But like, it's not gonna. My children will still love me. I'll still have a part, like the partner I want to have. I'll have, like
Yeah. And you'll still love yourself
yeah, like
as
it does
well.
not really. It'll be like something that didn't work,
Hmm.
but I think I'm ultimately just like proud of going through that process.
Hmm.
It's like a non-attachment to the end result. I don't need to be like the number one selling deck. I just like don't need anything from outside of me to
Hmm.
be okay. And I think that's
Yeah.
really hard when you like start out because you chose something that you love and your identity is so wrapped up in it and you just want it to work. And maybe you've like got a lot riding on it. I think it can be just a part of the process to go through the graspy desperation part or the hiding
Hmm.
and not taking action part. I think it's like that's part of the work that we got
Yeah.
to do as entrepreneurs. Lucky us.
Yeah. We've chosen to confront this. I think that's such a powerful phrasing of like, there's going to be no negative consequence from yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like what I think of as maybe like the emotional sabbatical piece of this, of like, you realistically, as a new coach or as someone who's like just starting, trying something new that they care deeply about, yeah, you're gonna care. You might feel attached, you might feel graspy. That's okay. But the piece that you can confront and like move toward is like, I'm gonna be there for myself. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna abandon myself if this
Hmm.
goes haywire. I'm not gonna be cruel to myself
Yeah.
as like a commitment. And even if like there are patterns of like, that's not something you can instantly change, just
Oh my
like
gosh.
working toward what that looks like to be like, I'm not gonna layer punishment on top of disappointment for myself if this doesn't work out like I want it to.
Yeah, and it's really hard to I think that's a skill actually. Like I think it's a skill
Yeah.
you have to develop. And guess what? We get to develop it by being disappointed and failing a lot.
Woo.
Like that, I think that that's it. I'm like, I've just failed so many times that like whatever. I'm gonna do what
Hmm.
I want and at least try I'm gonna fail at if I'm gonna fail, I want to fail doing something I really enjoy rather
Yeah.
than something that was like, ooh, is this a smart marketing decision or is this a smart business decision? I'm just I don't care anymore.
Yeah. How do you show up for yourself when you fail? Because I think that is like integral to this ability to be able to like treat failure a little more lightly.
I have an Oracle card about it. It's
Ooh.
$10,000 learning. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's basically like I just kind of have come to it's an annoying answer because it's like I think it's just experience, which I can't help anybody get without going through it themselves.
Hmm.
But that experience of like trusting that if I don't just look away and I don't just go, oh, poor me, I'm going to hide and like freak out and pretend this never happened and just be so ashamed. Like that's how I used to approach it before I had some tools.
Hmm.
Um, but use it as like, ooh, this is such a great opportunity to figure out what the future win looks like. Like
Hmm.
this failure, what if this was worth $10,000 to the business in 6 months?
Hmm.
What are all the things I could learn from it? And I just try to like activate some curiosity about what's I know people are like, what's in it for me? What is the universe teaching me? Like, I know that sounds very cheesy, but it's such a nicer perspective. I don't say it that way to myself, but I'm like, if this was worth money in the bank,
Yeah.
what are the things I could take from it?
Hmm.
I try to do it in more of a practical way. And it helps me just like see it as part of the this process of the business instead of like it's all for naught.
Yeah. I mean, it might sound cheesy, but like I do think it's an important skill to learn. And like, it's true because entrepreneurship is like all about failure. You just fail over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how you learn. And failure, like, is a subjective concept. So, like, what that means might vary from person to person, but like, without the ability to learn from it and to like find the nuggets in it, it's like
Yep.
there's not really much of a path forward.